ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। यूनिट 5 ब्रीच ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एंड इट्स रेमेडीज। ब्रीच ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, एंटिसिपेटरी ब्रीच ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, एक्चुअल ब्रीच ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, रेमेडीज फॉर ब्रीच ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, सूट फॉर डैमेजेस, रेसेशन ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, सूट फॉर specific performance, suit for injunction, suit upon quantum merit, suit for damages, ordinary, special, vindictive, nominal, prefixed। प्रीफिक्स्ड में डैमेजेस में लिक्विडेटेड डैमेजेस पेनाल्टी। We have so far seen how a contract is made the essential of a valid contract, and also how a contract is to be performed, as well as how a contract may be put an end. We shall now discuss about the breach of contract and also the mode in which compensation for breach of contract is estimated. Breach means failure of a party to perform his or her obligation under a contract. Breach of contract may arise in two ways: actual breach of contract, anticipatory breach of contract. Anticipatory breach of contract. An anticipatory breach of contract is a breach of contract occurring before the time fixed for performance has arrived, when the promiser refuses altogether to perform his promise and signifies his unwillingness even before the time for performance has arrived. It is called anticipatory breach. Anticipatory breach of a contract may take either of the following two ways: expressly by words spoken or written, and impliedly by the conduct of one of the parties. Where A contracts with B on 15 जुलाई 2022 to supply 10 bales of cotton for a specific sum on 14 अगस्त 2022 on 30 July informs B that he will not be able to supply the said cotton on 14 अगस्त 2022, there is an express rejection of the express rejection of the contract. Example: where A agrees to sell his white horse to B for 50,000 rupees on 10th of August 2022, but he sells this horse to C on 1st of August 2022, the anticipatory 1st अगस्त 2022, the anticipatory breach of occurred by the conduct of the promiser. Section 30 of the Indian Contract Act deals with anticipatory breach of contract and provides as follows: when a party to a contract has refused to perform or disable himself from performing his promise in its entirety, the promisee may put an end to the contract unless he has signified but words or conduct his acquiescence in its continuance. Effect of anticipatory breach: the promisee is excused from performance or from further performance. Further, he gets an option to either treat the contract as rescinded and sue the other party for damages from breach of contract immediately without waiting until the due date of performance, or he may elect not to rescind but to treat the contract as still operative and wait for the time of performance and then hold the other party reasonable for the consequences of non-performance. But in this case, he will keep the contract alive for the benefit of the other party as well as his own and the guilty party. If he so decides on reconsideration may still perform his part of the contract and can also take advantage of any supervening impossibility which may have the effect of discharging the contract. Actual breach of contract in contract to a- anticipatory breach, it is a case of refusal to perform the promise on the scheduled day. The parties to a lawful contract and are bound their respective promise. But when but one of the parties breaks the contract by refusing to perform his promise, he is said to committed a breach. In that case, the other party to contract obtains a right of action against the one who has refused to perform his promise. Actual breach of contract may be committed at the time when the performance of the contract is due. Example: A agrees to deliver 100 bags of sugar to B on 1st February 2022 on the said day. He failed to supply 100 bags of sugar to B. This is actual breach of contract. The breach has been committed by A or at the time when the performance becomes due. During the performance of the contract, actual breach of contract also occurs when during the performance of the contract one party fails to refuses to perform his obligation under it by express or implied act. Remedies for breach of contract. Remedies available: suit for damages, rescission of contract, suit for specific performance, suit for injunction, suit upon quantum merit. Suit for damages. The Act in Section 73 has laid down the rules as to how the amount of compensation is to be determined on the breach of the contract. The party who suffers from such a breach is entitled to receive from the party who has broken the contract compensation for any loss or damages caused to him by breach. Compensation for any loss or damages caused to him by breach. Compensation can be claimed for any loss or damage which naturally arises in the usual course of events. A a a compensation can also be claimed for any loss or damage which the party knew when they entered into the contract has likely to result from the breach. That is to say, special damage can be claimed only on a previous notice, but the party suffering from the breach is bound to take reasonable steps to minimize the loss. No compensation is payable for any remote or indirect loss. Damages, general or ordinary, special, vindictive or exemplary damages. Nominal damages, damages for deterioration Damages for deterioration caused by delay. Damages for deterioration caused by delay. Prefixed damages. Ordinary damages. When a contract has been broken, the party who suffers by such breach is entitled to receive from the party who has broken the contract compensation for any loss or damage caused to him thereby, which naturally arose in the usual course of things from such breach, or which the parties knew when they made the contract to be likely to result from the breach of it. Such compensation is not to be given for any remote and indirect loss or damage sustained by reasons of the breach. Section 73 of the Indian Contract 1872 and the rule in Hadley versus Baxendale. Hadley versus Baxendale facts the crack shaft of Pease flour mill had broken. He gives it to a common carrier who promised to deliver it to the foundry in 2 days. When the new shaft was to be made, the mill stopped working. D delayed the delayed the delivery of the crankshaft, so the mill remained idle for another 5 days. P received the P received the repaired P P P received the repaired crankshaft 7 days later than he would have otherwise received. He would 7 days later than he would have otherwise received. P should P should D for damages not only for the delay in delivering the broken part but also for loss of profits suffered by the mill for not having been worked. The court held that P was entitled only to ordinary damages and D was not liable for the loss of profits because the only information given by P to D was that the article to be carried was the broken shaft of a mill, and it was not made known to them that the delay would result in in loss of profits. Example: A agrees to sell to B bags of rice at 5000 rupees per bag. Delivery to be given after 2 months. On the day of delivery, the price of rice goes up to 5500 rupees per bag. A refused to deliver the bags to B. B can claim from B can claim from 500 rupees has ordinary damages arising directly from the breach. Arisely, B can claim B can claim B can claim A A 500 B can claim from A 500 rupees has ordinary damages arising directly from the breach. From the breach, A refuses to deliver the bags to B. B can claim from B can claim from A rupees 500 has ordinary damages arising directly from the breach. Special damages, where a party to a contract receives a notice of special circumstances affecting the contract, he will be liable not only for damages arising naturally and directly from the breach but also for special damages. Example: A delivered a machine to B, a common carrier, to be conveyed to A's mill without delay. A also informed B that his mill was stopped for want of the machine. B unreasonably delayed the delivery of the machine, and in consequences A lost a profitable contract with the government. In this case, A is entitled to receive from B by way of compensation the average amount of profit which would have been made by running the mill during the period of delay, but he cannot recover the loss sustained due to the loss of the government contract, as is contract with the government was not brought to be to the notice of B. Vindictive or exemplary damages. These damages may be awarded only in two cases: for damages of promise to marry because cause injury to his or her feelings, and for wrongful dishonors or by banker of his customers check, because in this case the injury due to wrongful dishonor to the drawer of check is so heavy that it causes loss of credit and reputation to him. A businessman whose credit has suffered will get exemplary damages even if he has sustained no pecuniary loss, but a non-trader cannot get heavy damages in the like circumstances unless the damages are alleged and proved has special damages. Gibbons versus Westminster Bank. Nominal damages are awarded where the plaintiff has proved proved that there has been a breach of contract, but he has not in fact suffered any real damage. It is awarded just to establish the right to decree for the breach of contract. The amount may be a rupee or even 10 paisa. Damages for deterioration caused by delay. In the case of deterioration caused to goods by delay, damages can be recovered from carrier even without notice. The word deterioration not only implies physical damages to the goods, but it may also mean loss of special opportunity for sale. Prefixed damages: sometimes parties to a contract stipulate at the time of its formation that on a breach of contract by any of them, a certain amount will be payable as damage. It may amount to either liquidated damages, that is a reasonable estimate of the likely loss in case of breach, or penalty, or a penalty that is an amount arbitrarily fixed as the damages payable. Section 74 provides that if a sum is named in a contract has the amount to be paid in case of a breach, the aggrieved party is entitled to receive from the party at fault a reasonable compensation not exceeding not exceeding the amount so named, not exceeding the amount so named. Section 74. Example: if the penalty provided by the contract is 1 lakh rupees and the actual loss because of breach is 70,000 rupees, only 70,000 rupees shall be available as damage. That is the amount of actual loss and not the amount stipulated. But if the loss is say but if the loss is say 1,50,000 rupees, then only 1 lakh rupees shall be recovered. Example: X promised by a priced to pay 10,000 rupees has charity. The priest on X's promise incurred certain liabilities towards the repairing of the temple to the extent of rupees 7,500. Why the priest by by the priest can recover from X 7,500 rupees. Why the priest by the priest can recover from X 7,500 rupees. Penalty and liquidated damages. Section 74. The parties to a contract may provide beforehand the amount of compensation payable in case of failure to perform the contract. In such cases, the question arises whether the courts will accept this figure as the measure of damage. English law. According to English law, the sum of so fixed in the contract may be interpreted either as liquidated damages or as a penalty. If the sum fixed in the contract represents a a genuine a genuine pre-estimated the parties genuine pre-estimate by the parties of the loss which would be caused by a future breach of the contract it is liquidated damages. It is an assessment of the amount which in the opinion of the parties will compensate for the breach. Such a clause is effective and the amount is recoverable, but where such a clause is effective and the amount is recoverable, but where the sum fixed in the contract is unreasonable and is used to force the other party to perform the contract, it is penalty. Such a clause of disregarded and the injured party cannot recover more than the actual loss. Indian law makes no distinction between penalty and liquidated damages. The courts in India award only a reasonable compensation not exceeding the sum so mentioned in the contract. Section 74 of the Indian Contract Act 1872 lays down if the parties have fixed what the damages will be. The courts will never allow more. The courts will never allow more. The courts will never allow more. but the court may allow less. A decree is to be passed only for reasonable compensation not exceeding the sum named by the parties. Thus, Section 74 entitles a person completion of breach of contract is to get reasonable compensation and does not entitle him to realize anything by way of penalty. Exception where any person gives any bond to the center or state government for the performance of any public duty or act in which the public are interested. On breach of the condition, if any of any such instrument, on breach of the condition of any such instrument, he shall be liable to pay the whole sum mentioned therein. He shall be liable to pay the whole sum mentioned therein. Example 8. A contracts with B that if A practices has a surgeon in Kolkata, he will pay B rupees 50,000 rupees. A practice has a surgeon at Kolkata. B is entitled to such compensation not exceeding 50,000 rupees as the code considers reasonable. Example: A borrows 10,000 from B and gives him a bond for 20,000 rupees payable by 5 year installments of 4,000 rupees with a stipulation that in default of payment the whole shall the whole shall become the whole shall become. This is a stipulation by way of penalty. Example: A undertakes to repay B a loan of 10,000 rupees by 5 equal monthly installment with a stipulation that in default of payment of any installment the whole shall become due. This stipulation is not by way of the stipulation is not by of penalty and the contract may be enforced according to its terms. Distinction between liquidated damages and penalty. Penalty and liquidated damages have one thing in common, that both are payable on the occurrence of a breach of contract. It is very difficult to draw a clear line of distinction between the two, but certain principles has laid down below may be helpful. If the sum payable is so large as to be far in excess of the probable damage on breach, it is certainly a penalty. Where a sum is expressed to be payable on a certain date and a future sum in the event of default being made, the latter sum is a penalty because mere delay in payment is unlikely to cause damage. The expression used by the parties is not final. The court must find out whether the sum fixed in the contract is in truth a penalty or liquidated damages. The sum, if the sum fixed is extravagant or exorbitant, the court will regard it as a penalty even it is termed as if it is uh, even if it is termed as liquidated damages the court in the even if it is termed as liquidated damages in the contract in the contract. The essence of a penalty is payment of money stipulated as a terrorium terrorium of a offending party. The essence of liquidated damages is a ju, ju, uh, genuine, genuine pre-estimated of the damage. The essence of a penalty is payment of money stipulated as a terrorium of the offending party. The essence of liquidated damages is a genius pre-estimated of the damage. English law makes a distinction between liquidated damages and penalty, but no such distinction is followed in India. The courts in India must ascertain the actual loss and award the same, which amount must not, however, exceed the sum so fixed in the contract. The courts have not to bother about the distinction but to award reasonable compensation not exceeding the sum so fixed. Besides claiming damages as a remedy for the breach of contract, the following remedy are also available. Rescission of contract. When a contract is broken by one party, the other party may treat the contract as rescinded. In such a case, he is absolved of all his obligations under the contract and is entitled to compensation for any damages that he might have suffered. Example: A promises B to deliver 50 bags of cement on a certain day. B agrees to pay the amount of receipt of the goods. A failed to deliver the cement on the appointed day. B is discharged from his liability to pay the price. Quantum merit, where one person has rendered service to another in circumstances which indicated an understanding between them that it is to be paid for, although no particular remuneration has been fixed. The law will infer a promise to pay quantum merit, that is, as much as the party doing the service has deserved. It covers a case where the party injured by the breach had at time of breach done part but not all of the work which he is bound to do under the contract, and seeks to be compensated for the value of the work done. For the application of this doctrine, two conditions must be fulfilled, and that is, uh, it is only available if the original contract has been discharged. The claim must be brought by a party not in default. The object of allowing a claim on quantum merit that is to recompensate the party or person for value of work which he has done. Damages are damages are compensatory in nature, while quantum merit is restitutory. restitutory. It is but reasonable compensation awarded on implication of a contract to remunerate where a person orders only 12 bottles of a whiskey from a wine merchant but also receives 2 bottles of brandy, and the purchaser accepts them. The purchaser must pay the purchaser must pay a reasonable price for the brandy. The purchaser must pay a reasonable price for the brandy. It It is but reasonable compensation awarded on implication of a contract to remunerate where a person orders 12 bottles of a whiskey from wine merchant but also 2 bottles brandy. The purchaser accepts them. The held the purchaser must pay a reasonable price for the brandy. The claim for quantum merit arises in the following cases: when an agreement is discovered to be void, or when a contract becomes void, when something is done without any intention to do so gratuitously, when there is an express or implied contract to render services but there is no agreement as to remuneration, where there is an express or implied contract to render services but there is no agreement as to remuneration, when one party abandons or refuses to perform the contract, where a contract is divisible and the party not in default has enjoyed the benefit of the part performance, when an individual contract when an individual contract for a lump sum is completely performed but badly, the person who has performed the contract can claim the sum lump sum, but the other party can make a deduction for bad work. When an individual contract for a lump sum is completely performed but badly, the person who has performed the contract can claim the lump sum, but other party can make a deduction for bad work. Example: X wrongfully revoked Y's his agent authority before Y could complete his duties. Held by could recover as a quantum merit for the work he had done, and the for the held by could recover as a quantum merit for the work he had done, and the ex- the expenses he had incurred in the course of his duties as an agent. Example: A agrees to deliver 100 bales of cotton to B at a price of 1000 rupees per bale. The cotton bales were 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 to be delivered in two installments of 50 each. A delivered the first installment but failed to supply the second. B must pay for 50 wax. B must pay. B must pay for 50 wax. Suit for specific performance where damages are not an adequate remedy in the case of breach of contract. The court may, in its discretion, on a suit for specific performance, direct party in breach to carry out his promise according to the terms of the contract. To carry out his promise according to the terms of the contract. To carry out his promise according to the terms of the contract. Suit for injunction where a party to a contract is negating the terms of a contract. The court may, by issuing an injunction orders, restrain him for from restrain him from doing what he promised not to do. Restrain from restrain him from doing what he promised not to do. Example: an a film star agreed to act exclusively for a particular producer for 1 year. During the year, she contracted to act for some other producer held she could be restrained by an injunction. Example: a singer agreed with B to perform at his theatre for 2 months on a condition that during that period he would not perform anywhere. In this case, B could move to the court for grant of injunction restraining A from performing in other places. Party rightfully rescinding contract entitled to compensation. Section 75. Party rightfully rescinding contract entitled to compensation. A. Section 75 of the Indian Contract Act 75 75. A person who rightfully rescinds a contract is entitled to compensation for any damage which he has sustained all tough non-fulfillment of the contract. Example: a singer contracts with B, the manager contract with B manager a theatre to sing at his theatre for 2 nights every week during the next 2 months. A and B engages to pay her 10,000 rupees for each night's performance. On the sixth month, और 2 months के लिए, on the sixth night, the A willfully absents herself from the theatre and B in consequence rescinds the contract. B is entitled to claim compensation for damage he compensation B is entitled to B is B is entitled to claim compensation for the damage which he has sustained through the non-fulfillment of the contract. B is entitled to claim compensation for the damage which he has sustained through the non-fulfillment of the contract. B entitled to claim for the damage which he has sustained through the non fulfillment of the contract. Summary: in the case of breach in case of breach of contract by one party, the other party need not perform his part of the contract and is and is entitled to compensation for the loss occurred to him. Damages for breach of contract must be such loss or damage has naturally arise in the usual course of things or which had been reasonably supported to have been in contemplation of the parties when they made the contract has the probable result of the breach. Any other damages are said to be remote or indirect damages, hence cannot be claimed. Undescriptive questions. An anticipatory breach of contract is a breach of contract occurring before the time fixed for performance has arrived. Discuss stating also the effect of anticipatory breach on of contracts. An anticipatory breach of contract is a breach of contract occurring before the time fixed for performance has arrived. When the promiser refuses altogether to perform his promise and signifies his unwillingness even before the time for performance has arrived, it is it is called anticipatory breach. The law in this regard has very very well summed up in Frost versus Knight and Hodgster versus Della Torre. Section 39 of the Indian Contract deals with anticipatory breach of contract and provides as follows: when a party to a contract has refused to perform or disable himself from performing his promise in its entirety, the promisee may put an end to the contract unless he has signified but words or conduct his acquiescence in its continuance. Effect of anticipatory breach: the promisee is excused from performance or from further performance. Further, he gets an option to either treat the contract as rescinded and sue the other party for damages from breach of contract immediately without waiting until the due date of performance, or he may elect not to rescind but to treat the contract as still operative and wait for the time of performance and then hold the other party responsible responsible for the consequences of non-performance, but in this case he will keep the contract alive for the benefit of the other party as well as his own, and the guilty party, if he so decides on reconsideration, may still perform his part of the contract, can also take advantage of any supervening impossibility which may have effect of dis- discharging the contract. Liquidated damage is a genuine pre-estimate of compensation of damages for certain anticipated breach of contract, whereas penalty on the other hand is an intravagant amount stipulated and is clearly unconscionable and has no comparison to the loss suffered by the parties explained. Liquidated damage is a genuine pre-estimate of compensation of damages for certain anticipated breach of contract. This estimate is agreed to between the parties to avoid at a later date detailed calculation and the necessity to conveyance outside parties. Penalty, on the other hand, is an extravagant amount stipulated and is clearly unconscionable and has no comparison to the loss suffered by the parties. In terms of Section 74 of the Indian Contract 1872, where a contract has been broken, if a sum is named in the contract has the amount to be paid in case of such breach, or if the contract contains any other stipulation by way of penalty, the party complaining of the breach is entitled, whether or not actual damages or loss is provided to have been caused thereby, to receive from the other party who has broken the contract a reasonable compensation not exceeding the amount so named, or has the case may be the penalty, or the case has the case may be penalty stipulated for. Explanation to Section 74. A stipulation for increased interest from the date of default may be a stipulation by way of penalty. In terms of Section 74, courts are empowered to reduce reduce the sum payable on breach, whether it is penalty or liquidated damages, provided the sum appears to be unreasonably high. Sri Chunnilal versus Mehta and Sons Limited, Supreme Court. Supreme Court laid down the ratio that the aggrieved party should not be allowed to claim a sum greater than what is specific in written agreement. But even then, the court has powers to reduce the amount if it considers it reasonable to reduce. Considers it reasonable to reduce. X entered into a contract with Y to supply him 1000 water bottles at the rate 5 rupees per bottle to be delivered at a specific time. Thereafter, X contracts with Z for the purchase 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 1000 वाटर बॉटल्स ₹4.5 पर वाटर बॉटल. X entered into a contract with Y to supply him 1000 water bottles पर ₹5 per bottle to be delivered at a specific time. Thereafter, X contracts with Z for the purchase of 1000 water bottles at the rate ₹4.50 per water bottle, and the same time told Z that he did so for the purpose of performance his contract entered into with by Z failed to perform his contract in due course, and market price of each water bottle on that day was ₹5.25 per water bottle. Consequences X Consequently, X could not procure any water bottle, and by rescinded the contract. Calculate the amount of damages which X could claim from Z in the circumstances. What would be your answer if Z had not informed about the wise contract? Explain with reference to provisions of the Indian Contract Act 1872. Breach of contract damages. Section 73 of the Indian Contract Act 1872 lays down that when a contract has been broken, the party who suffers by such a breach is entitled to receive from the party who has broken the contract compensation for any loss or damage caused to him thereby, which naturally arose in the usual course of things from such breach, or which the parties knew when they made the contract to be likely to result from the breach of it. The leading case on this point is Hadley versus Baxendale, in which it was decided by the court that the special circumstances under which the contract was actually made were communicated by the plaintiff to the defendant, and thus known to both the parties to the contract. The damages resulting from the breach of such contract, which they would reasonably contemplate, would be the amount of injury which would ordinarily follow from the breach of contract under these special circumstances, so known and communicated. The problem asked in this question is based on the provisions of Section 73 of the Indian Contract Act 1872. The problem asked in this question is based on the provisions of Section 73 of the Indian Contract Act 1872. In the instant case, X had intimated to Z that he was purchasing water bottles from him for the purpose of performing his contract with by. Thus, Z had the knowledge of the special circumstances. Therefore, X is entitled to claim from Z 500 rupees at the rate of 50 पैसे, दैट इज 1,000 वाटर बॉटल्स गुणा 50 पैसे, डिफरेंट बिटवीन द प्रोक्योरिंग प्राइस ऑफ वाटर बॉटल्स एंड कॉन्ट्रैक्टेड सेलिंग प्राइस टू बाय, बीइंग contracting selling price to buy, being the amount of profit X would have made by the performance of his contract with Y. If X had not informed Z of Y's contract, then the amount of damages would have been the difference between the contract price and the market price on the of day of default. In other words, the amount of damages would be 750 रुपीज़, दैट इज 1,000 वाटर बॉटल्स गुणा 75 पैसे. Mr. Chetan was traveling to Manali with his wife by bus of Himalaya, Himalayan Travels Private Limited. Travel Private Limited. Due to some technical default in the bus, the driver has to stop the bus in a midway in cold night. The driver advised the passengers to get to shelter in the nearest hotel, which was at a distance of only 1 kilometer from that place. The wife of Mr. Chetan caught caught cold and fell in due to being asked to get down, and she had to walk in cold night to reach hotel. Mr. Chetan filed the suit against Himalayan Travels Private Limited for damages for the personal inconvenience, hotel charges, and medical treatment for his wife. Explain whether Mr. Chetan would get compensation for which explain whether Mr. Chetan would get compensation for which he filed the suit under the Indian Contract 1870. Section 73 of the Indian Contract provides that when a contract has been broken, the party who suffers by such breach is entitled to receive from the party who has broken the contract compensation for any loss or damage caused to him thereby, which naturally arose in the usual course of things from such breach, or which the parties knew when they made the contract to be likely to result from the breach of it. But such compensation is not to be given for any remote and indirect loss or damage sustained by reason of the breach. In the instant case, Mr. Chetan filed the suit against Himalayan Travels Private Limited for damages for the personal inconvenience, hotel charges, and medical treatment for his wife on the basis on the basis on the basis of above provisions and fact of the case. It can be said that Mr. Chetan can claim damages for the personal inconvenience and hotel charges, but not for the medical treatment for his wife, because is a remote or indirect loss. On the basis of above provision and facts of the case, it can be said that Mr. Chetan can claim damages for personal inconvenience and hotel charges, but not for medical treatment for his wife, because it is a remote or indirect loss. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.